This is the Uke Revolution. I'm Brooke, and you're watching a lesson for the Backstreet Boys song, I Want It That Way. So we're going to learn in a key that's close to the original key. With the chords in this lesson, you can capo 2, and that will give you the original key. There's a key change in the song, and also the original key chords are not that accessible. So this key's a bit easier, and it also makes the key change okay. So we're going to learn it like the original style, the chord shapes, the chords for each part, the strums that you need. I'll give you a demo of the chords of the lyrics. I'll play the whole thing with everything on the screen so you can play along if you want to. And then I'm going to funk it up a little bit. We're going to give it like the Uke Revolution treatment. I'll give you some chord substitutes that you might use to make it sound a little bit like vibier or funkier. Show you how I might play it to give it like a funky vibe instead of a pop vibe. There is a PDF available. It's in the member library that's available through Ko-fi or Patreon. There's links in the caption for all of the membership program information. Make sure you read everything, all of the information about the membership before you join, so you can understand how we share the library and if that's accessible for you. Everything you see on the screen today, they're little snippets of that song sheet, so you get an idea of kind of what the information looks like. Okay, let's look at the chords that we need to play this song. There's one more that I'll show you and tell you because it's not in the little chord font. So we have E minor. You can leave the G string open. You don't have to play or press down on this G string. C, G, D, B, A minor, D suspended 2, the E, F sharp minor, A. There's one more chord, it's C add 2. So C add 2 is 0, 2, 0, 3. So it's a C chord with the second fret C string added. For this D suspended 2 and for that C add 2, if you don't want to play those chords, you can just play the regular C or the regular D when you see them in the arrangement. It's not accurate, but it still sounds good. So nothing too crazy with chords. There is an E, but it'll be okay. So let's look at a couple parts of the song. We've got the verse and the chorus. And this chorus, these chords are also used for the verse that comes after the bridge. The verse are the "You are my fire," those parts of the song. In between all these forward slashes are 4 beats. If you see a chord name by itself, that's all 4 beats. If you see something like the C and the G here, the name and the hyphen are both 1 beat. So we have C for 2 beats and G for 2 beats. So for the verse, we have E minor for 4, C for 2, G for 2, and we repeat that line 3 times. We play that line 3 times. And then for the last line of the verse, we're going to change it a little bit. We have E minor for 4, D for 2, and then G for 2. So if we play these chords with just a down strum, it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, E minor, then C, G, and do it again. 2, C, 2, G, 2, E minor, blah, blah, blah. Second line, E minor, then D, G, tell me why. And then we're going on to tell me why part. So the chorus is the tell me why. And the post-bridge verse has the same type of lyrics as the other verses, the you are my fire, the one desire. They just change the chords and they change the melody just a little bit for that part, and it happens to be the same chords as the chorus. So we have C or C add 2 for 4, D for 2, E minor for 2, and we're going to play that line 2 times. And then we're going to play C add 2 or C for 4, D for 2, G for 2, E minor for 4, D for 2, and G for 2. And then there's a little asterisk. Depending on which part of the song it is, the ending is a little bit different. So this last bar with the D and the G, for the chorus that comes before the bridge, because we're leading into that bridge part, we're going to change the ending a little bit. Instead of D for 2 and G for 2, we're going to play B for 4. And the same thing with the verse that comes after the bridge. This last bar is just going to be D. And that's the part where it's the pause and they go, don't want to hear you say. We'll see that more clearly later when I show you the chords over the lyrics. So we'll just play this normal one for right now with a down strum. 1, 2, 3, 4, C add 2, D, E minor, do it again, C add 2, D, E minor, C add 2, D, G, E minor, E minor, E minor, D, G. Let's look at those other parts of the song. The bridge. The bridge is the now I can see that we're falling apart. That little bit. So we've got E minor for 4, G and C for 4, A minor for 2, and D for 2. And then we have almost the same thing, E minor, G, C, and D for 4 each. So we're playing like the same as the first line, but only D in the last bar instead of A minor and D. With the down strum, 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, G, C, A minor, D, E minor, G, C, D. And for the key change chorus, we have D suspended 2. So remember, that's just the top 2 strings. I mean, technically it should be D add 2, but D add 2 is really difficult to play, so we're using D suspended 2. It's totally fine. If you don't like it, you can play regular D. And then we have E for 2 and F sharp minor for 2. Can you play E7 instead of E? Yes, you kind of can. It's not like super in the style, but theoretically it doesn't sound bad. Like music, theoretically it sounds okay. So you can play E7 if you want to as a substitute here. E for 2 or E7. F sharp minor for 2, and we play that line 2 times. And then we have D suspended 2 for 4, E for 2, A for 2, F sharp minor for 4, E for 2, A for 2. So with a down strum, it'll sound like this, and I am going to play the D suspended 2 and also play the actual E. But if you want to do E7, you do it. If you want to do regular D, you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, D suspended 2, E, F sharp minor again, that line. Tell me why. E, A, F sharp minor, E, A. Okie dokie, some strum things. So this song is in the kind of tempo where you could either play it with a divided beat. So a divided beat is something like island strum pattern. We're only dividing up the beat to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're going to organize the strum pattern around that. Or you could play a subdivided beat. So subdivided beat strums are a bit more complicated. We're going to count 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. We have more divisions of the beat, so we have more options for strum pattern motions. And if you want to learn more about how strum patterns are formed, how you can start picking up the tools for playing more complicated strum patterns, there's some different like informative strum pattern lessons linked in the caption below. So mostly we're going to play divided beat strums today because they're more accessible for more people, but you could play this with a subdivided beat strum, and this is the kind of strum I'll use later when I show you the funky style that I like to do. You don't have to stick to these. This is not set in stone, they're just suggestions. But for today, mostly we're going to use these divided ones. So I'm just going to play this first line of verse chords with that first strum pattern as a little demo. So this is down, up, chunk up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor, C, G, E minor, C, G, E minor, C, G. The next one is island strum, down, down, up, up, down, up. You could also do down, chunk up, chunk up. Same chords again with this strum pattern. So for that second bar where we have C and G, I'm going to play down, down for the C and up, up, down, up for the G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, E minor, C, G, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. A note about this first strum, or like any of them really, in the original production of the song, these second chords that come in bars of 2 beats, technically, if you're gonna be really, really accurate, they come on the and of 2. If you change every 2 beats, it's totally fine. But you might find that it's more rhythmic if you change on the and of 2. You would change to the G in this bar with the C and G on the up strum that comes on the and of 2. And it's this like teeny tiny slight difference that may make it feel more rhythmic when you play it, but it's totally fine to change on the 3. But let me show you the difference. I'll play it the first time changing on the 3, and then I'll play it again and I'll change on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this is me changing on the 3. C, G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. When you play it and sing it, you might find it's easier to change on the and of 2 because often that lines up with the lyric and the melody better. And like this. 3 and 4 and E minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor. C and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C and E minor. I'm kind of exaggerating it right now. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C, G. That way. So you can choose which way you like to do it. As long as you're keeping a steady rhythm, it won't make a huge difference. It just might sound more rhythmic and it sounds like it matches up better with the melody if you change on the and of 2. In the island strum, we're kind of automatically doing it because we're giving the first chord the down, down, and the second chord the up, up, down, up. This last one, this is a bit of a combination of these two. So this would sound like this. Down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up, down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up. And my one suggestion, this subdivided beat strum. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a down, up, chunk, down, up, chunk, down, up, chunk, down, up, chunk. One desires unknown. Look at a couple like little lyric examples before I play the whole thing. So this is the intro. Also wanted to show you just some little special things about the song. So the intro, you know, they start out kind of slow before the beat kicks in. So this first part where we have just chords and then the first 2 lines of the verse, we're just going to strum down. In the original production, the beat kicks in with this second half of the first verse, or whatever you want to call it. So we're just going to strum down and then we'll start a strum pattern here. If a chord is marked in italics, those are the chords that have 4 beats. Just as like a reminder about which chords are shorter and which chords are longer. And the singing note is the E string. You, or you are. If you're going to sing falsetto, if you're a girl, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor. G, E minor, 2, 3, 4, C, 2. You are my fire, my one desire, believe when I say I want it that way, but we are 2 worlds apart, can't reach to your heart. When you say, I want it that way. Tell me why. Let's do the tell me why part. Little demo of the chorus. 1, 2, 3. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want to show you the ending and how we do the chorus that comes before the bridge. And then we'll have the bridge and then we have the key change chorus, and that's how we end the song. I wanted to show you all these transitions and the ending. We use the key change chorus to end the song. So don't forget, at the end of the chorus before the bridge, we have E minor and B at the end. It's a little bit different. And then in this post-bridge verse, you can play this like we did the intro with just a down strum. It's a similar kind of vibe there. When I get to the E minor and D at the end of that, I'll probably do a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up kind of strum. I like build some suspense. Don't wanna hear ya We'll just stop on the D. The key change chorus. This is the outro of the song. So they sing it through a few times, and each time the melody and the kind of like vocal ad-libs are a little bit different. We have the little note down here. It says repeat chorus as you like with vocal ad-libs and on A. And in the original production, they repeat this last line. So you can do that too if you want. So I'm going to play all of this, and I'll do all those little things I just talked about. And we're going to start here with the last tell me why of this chorus. So this is the tell me why, the lower one. 1 and 2 and 3 and tell me why. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Now I can see that we're falling apart from the way that it used to be. Yeah, but at a distance I want you to know, deep down inside of me, you are my fire, the one desire. You are, you are, you are, you are. Don't wanna hear you say ain't nothing but a mistake. You say I want it that way. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a mistake. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Last line, 'cause I want it that way. Before I play the whole thing, let me show you these chord substitution ideas that I have if you want to like vibe it up a little bit. These don't always work perfectly every time. Try some of these and see what you like. So we have E minor 7 for E minor. If you need a reminder, E minor 7 is the 2nd fret, the C and the A strings. C major 7 instead of C or C add 2. So C major 7 is the A string of the 2nd fret. B minor 7 for D, so B minor 7 is barring the 2nd fret, and then A minor 7 for A minor, so A minor 7 is open strings. So I'm going to play the verse and the chorus with the chord substitutions that I like. Not all of them. I don't like all of them. Here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, but we are 2 worlds apart. Can't reach to your heart when I say I want it that way. Tell me why. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Ba-bum. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. I'm gonna play the whole thing, which means I move this over a little bit. Make sure there's lots of room on the screen for all of the things. Let's hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4. But of course, we're just strumming down for this first part. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor. 2, 3, 4. C, G. E minor. 2, 3, 4. C, G. You are my fire, my one desire. Believe when I say I want it that way. But we are 2 worlds apart. Can't reach to your heart when you say I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Am I your fire, your one desire? Yes, I know it's too late, but I want it that way. Tell me why heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Now I can see that we're falling apart from the way that it used to be. Yeah, no matter the distance, I want you to know that deep down inside of me, you are my fire, the one desire. You are, you are, you are, you are. Don't wanna hear you say mistake. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a mistake. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. 'Cause I want it that way. That's it for I Want It That Way. If you liked it this way, please click. Ooh. If you liked it this way, don't forget to click like. You can subscribe if you like what's going on here at the Uke Revolution. Turn on the notifications so you can keep up with everything happening. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for making music, and keep on keeping on, everybody. I'll see you next time with another lesson or tutorial. Bye bye.